Good morning everybody and welcome back to Kidzone. Now you may notice something a little bit different in today's video, but you equally may not. But Josh and I have decided to buy ourselves a camera because, you know, we are basically full-time vloggers with doing Kidzone videos and we absolutely love it. We really do enjoy making you guys all of these fun videos. So we thought we would buy ourselves a little camera, which means that I have to now look here, not here, because I've got a little screen here. So if I look over here, it's because I'm getting used to this thing, and my arm is going to get quite a good workout as well because you guys are a little bit heavy. So your face has changed. I am no longer talking to my phone. I am now talking to a nice camera, and that's enough of that. Let's get started. So let's stand up and join in with the actions.
My wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are my light, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness.
For worshipping along with the actions today. It's been so great over these past couple of weeks to have been able to worship in the building with you guys, and do make sure you are booking on for your services because it would be great to be able to see you in person rather than through the camera. But I now think it is time for our silly game, and so let's set up the camera properly so that my arm doesn't hurt anymore, and let's see what Josh and I get up to today. Okay guys, so for our silly game today, you will need some popcorn kernels. Now you can buy these in the supermarket. We went to Asda. Asda.
What's the Asda logo? It's not what they do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There we
I
go.
love that.
Go to Asda. Okay, so we've got our popcorn kernels. They're unflavoured, just plain
Boring.
popcorn. Yeah.
Boring.
Boring.
Plain boring.
So we've got our popcorn kernels. Can you see that? Popcorn kernels.
Popcorn the kernel.
Okay, then we have got a popcorn machine. If you haven't got a popcorn machine, don't worry, you just need a saucepan and probably a little bit of oil. You don't actually need the lid because we are going to get a bit messy. So, Josh, the idea of today's game is that we are trying to catch as much as we can.
As much as we can.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some popcorn kernels in here, turn it on without the lid on, and then you're going to try and catch as many popcorn pops, like real popcorn bits, as you can when they're flying up in the air.
With my mouth or with my hands?
With your hands. Open up these kernels. How many do you want?
I don't want like loads. More than that. That will do.
That'll do. Okay.
That'll do.
So popcorn in it goes. Now we're going to get a bit noisy, so you might not be able to hear us, but you'll be able to see as Josh catches them. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I mean, it's going to be a little while, I think.
12 seconds later. One eternity later. Three 28 a.m.
It's coming, it's coming. Right, here we go.
Oh no! I went yes! Oh! Why is it like this? Please, just one, come this way. Well,
So,
I didn't actually catch
Any.
any of them. In fact, let me show them the mess that is down here. Why don't you come and see all the mess? So down here, popcorn, popcorn's everywhere. Just look at that. Absolutely terrible. Cannot believe this.
okay, so we have established that Josh cannot catch. I hope that you guys are better catchers. Maybe put less popcorn in the saucepan. Maybe try like 5 kernels and see if you how much you can catch. Because we're now about to do some tidying up. So whilst we're tidying up, why don't you guys head on over to our secret location and see what else we get up to today. See you in a bit. Wow, that was a very, very silly game. I think our silly games are getting sillier by the weeks at the moment. But anyway, before we go any further, we need to do our memory verse. And a reminder that you can get your sweets from learning the memory verse when you come to a live service in the arena. Or if you can't get to a live service because you're shielding or it's not safe or practical for you to come at the moment, then send in a video and I will post you some sweets. But let's say our memory verse together and it will come up on the screen. Jesus did miracles to show us that he is God. John 20 verse 31. And that's what we're looking at this term, are all of the miracles that Jesus did so that we can learn more of God's power and God's character through them. Today we are thinking about the fact that God always provides for us. In our story today, Jesus performs an amazing miracle to remind us that God is always with us, and not only always with us, but to also show that he always provides for our needs. I have told this story lots of times in Kidzone before, so I know that lots of you would have heard it. But about 6 years ago now, when I arrived at St Paul's, my family and I really didn't have any money. In fact, we had no money at all. And I remember it being a really big worry for my family as to would we be able to buy enough food for the week? And when this food ran out, would we be able to do another food shop? And even if we could afford to do a food shop, we wouldn't be able to afford any of the nice treats or snacks or all of those special foods that you might get occasionally, or maybe the little chocolate biscuits that you might be able to eat in the week as well. Yet 3 times on 3 separate occasions, we came home or opened our front door and were greeted by loads of bags of food. I have no idea who brought those bags of food to my house. I have no idea who they are, where they're from, or how they knew that we needed that food. But the one thing that I do know for certain is that as a family, we prayed that God would provide for our needs. And on all of those times, he did. And not only did they bring us food, but they brought us loads of food so that it would last us for a good couple of weeks. And we didn't have to worry for those couple of weeks as to whether we were going to be able to eat. Now, I know we haven't heard our Bible story yet, but I would really like to start off our session today with prayer, because I think it's so important that we praise God and are reminded that God always provides for our needs. Now, we can say thank you to God in loads of different ways, but what I want us to do today is go into the kitchen, find an item of food that you are really grateful for. Maybe it's a treat, or maybe it's your best food that you absolutely love, and you'd be really, really sad if you couldn't have it anymore. And then I want you to sit down and hold on to that item. And then, either in your family or just individually, I want you to say thank you to God for not only providing you with that food item, but for loads of other food items that you have in your home as well. Because God is a God who promises to always provide for our needs when we ask for it. And so if we are asking God to provide us with our food, we know that he will always do that for us. And so let's spend some time praying now and come on back when you're ready. Well done for praising God and thanking him for always providing for our needs. It's so important that we don't forget or stop praising God and thanking him for always providing for us. Because not only does he provide for us on a Monday or a Tuesday, but he provides for us every day of the week for all of our lives. He never, ever stops providing. Now, I have got a big question for you. Who likes to share? Yeah. Share. Sometimes sharing is really, really difficult, isn't it? Sharing can be hard for lots of us at all different points in our lives. Sometimes it's really easy to share because we might not actually really want that item, or maybe we have 2 of them or multiples of them. Yet sometimes it's really, really hard if we need to share our brand new toy that we just got for our birthday, or if we need to share the best food ever and we just want to eat it for ourselves. Or sometimes we might have to share our friends as well. If somebody else comes to join in with our friends, and we can't just have them for ourselves, we've got to play with somebody else as well. In our story today, Jesus has been teaching these people for a really, really long time. And this particular crowd of people was so interested in what Jesus was saying, they forgot about their stomachs and they forgot that they were hungry, that they were also in the middle of nowhere and wouldn't be able to get enough food to feed them all. So they had a bit of a problem, I think that's fair to say. Well, let's head on over to YouTube and watch Saddleback Kids, Jesus Feeds the 5,000. The link is in the description below, and come on back when you're ready. I love this story. I think it's one of my favourite miracles that Jesus does. This little boy, through his simple act of generosity, not only fed his own family, but everybody in that crowd. And not only were they full, but there was also 12 baskets of leftovers. If we would call ourselves a Christian, if we're following Jesus, if we've invited Jesus into our lives to be our best friend, then God calls us to listen out to him. Then God calls us to share everything with everyone. However, he doesn't just ask us to share our toys or our food or our friends or our houses or our cars or our money. God asks us to share our love. And not just to share our love with one person or two people, but with everybody. Love is a funny thing. Sometimes it can be really mushy and kissy and oh yeah.
No. Oh, all right. Didn't I get you already?
But love is actually shown through kindness. And this story of feeding the 5,000 is not only showing God's power in the multiplication of the food, but also that it is such a good thing to share with one another and to share that love through kindness. Now I want to show you the power of sharing your love. I need my piece of paper. This piece of paper represents my love. This is all the love that I have within me. In my love, how many corners of love do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, do we all agree? I've got 4 corners of love if this is representing my love. Now the thing with sharing is that you have to give something away. That would mean that I would have to lose a piece of my love. So I need some scissors. Make sure you have got an adult and carry scissors safely at all times. But in order to share my love, I need to give some away. So I'm going to give some love to Josh. And I'm going to cut off a corner of love. There it goes. So I had 4 corners of love and I've given 1 corner away to Josh. But hang on. How many corners of love does Josh now have? 1, 2, 3. But I only gave him 1. And how many corners of love do I now have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I only started off with 4. You see, when we share our love with everybody around us, when we cut off that 1 corner, not only do they receive more love, but so do we. God promises that the more people we love, the more corners we cut off, the more that he blesses us. Let's see how many more corners I can get. If I was to give some more love to a friend of mine, there we go. Now I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners of love. That means I started off with 4 and I've already got 6. And I've only shared my love with 2 people. And I've already got 2 more corners of love. So just like in our story where Jesus multiplied that food into more and more and more so that everybody could receive, God multiplies our love as well so that our love can get more corners and stronger and that he can bless us. There are so many stories all over the place of people who have given away money or possessions or love and it has been multiplied in return. I'm sure even some of your parents have got some amazing stories of things that have been multiplied in their life. There are amazing stories of times where people have given away money and twice the amount of money has come back through their front door. God promises that when we are generous and kind and share our love with others, we will be blessed through it. We might not always receive that blessing here on earth, but we will for certain receive it in heaven. If you want to read more about some of the prayers that people have answered, or maybe you want to look more into the power of prayer, then I've been really encouraged lately that next year a monument, a statue, is going to be built in Birmingham. And it's the eternity symbol. and it is made up of 1,000,000 bricks, and each brick represents an answered prayer. I'm going to put the link to it in the description, and you can send in your own answered prayers if you want it to be included on a brick as well. We have such an amazing God who not only has the power to multiply loaves and fish, but to also multiply our love, and always hears our prayers and answers them as well. As Christians, like I said at the start, we are called to share our love with others. And that means that we all have a piece of paper just like mine that starts off with 4 corners of love. Yet the more we share our love, the more corners we ourselves gain as well. I would love all of us to spend some time now. Grab yourself a piece of paper, doesn't matter how big or small it is, start off with 4 corners. And on 4 corners, write 4 people's names down that you want to share your love with this week. And then as the week goes by, start cutting off their names as you share your love with them. And watch as their love grows and your love grows as well. Let's spend some time now and find that paper and write down their 4 names, and come on back when you're ready. Sharing our love with people can be really, really challenging, especially if maybe they're a family member, maybe they're a sibling, or maybe they're a friend who's being a bit annoying and we just can't quite figure out how to love them the best. Well, I hope you've written their name down on your piece of paper, and although it might be really hard to love them, I really do pray that you'll be able to share your love with them, and in return, your love will grow as well. Now, I think we have been sat down for far too long, and it's time to get back up on our feet and worship together. So let's stand up and join in.
Starting my day, you are with me, ending the same, you're still with me. All that I face, you will love me, not far away, you'll always love me.
worshipping along with us. I think it is now time for us to have a chat or a think through some of these questions. They're going to come up on the screen, and let's just think through what this story means for us and how we can continue to share our love. Wow, we have done so much today. We have shared our love with worship, we've played silly games, and we've had some great discussions as well. And that is it for today. I do hope you have had a great time with me. I look forward to seeing you in the building when you can come along for your service. Do make sure you're signing up online. If you're in years 3 to 6, I'll see you on Thursdays for Life Group, and do save the date for Glow in the Dark, 31st of October, as we do our alternative to Halloween celebration. Save the date and more information will be coming out soon, so watch this space. Have a great week and we'll see you next time. Bye!
You are